With only 2 games remaining in the regular season, we are back at Laval Stadium, ready to go 100 yards with Stony Brook head coach Chuck Priore. Today we are sponsored by Atlantic Health Alliance. Coach, that roller coaster ride of a season continues for you guys. You came off the high of topping number 5 Villanova. Recently back-to-back losses, this one at home against Towson. I'll leave it pretty open-ended. What were your takeaways from the 17-point loss against the Tigers?
Too many mistakes when it was all said and done. I think you play against a good football team, a top 20 team in the country, and you can't make some of the flaws that we made during the game. Some crucial penalties that led to some plays, some inefficiency finishing of plays on both sides of the ball, to be honest with you. It's interesting because once again, it's a second game in a row. There was a 4-minute span in the second period that we just didn't operate correctly, and it got us behind. And but those things happen as part of football. Give Townsend some credit for creating those opportunities too.
At the very least, your team will need to win the last 2 games to have a shot at the playoffs. How do you try and just tighten up some of those things and try and make less mistakes moving forward?
Yeah, I think you just got to obviously pay attention to detail and not worry about those things. You really got to understand that in every business venture and everything you do, there are things that are going to stand in your way from success, and you sort of got to just bury those things from the shoulders up if you continue to worry about them. So, well, obviously, we watched the film, we looked at the things. A lot of them were just human mistakes that are going to happen. And, if our kids didn't play hard, I'd be concerned. We played real hard till the last snap. I didn't think we played well enough to win, I'd be concerned, but we did. We just didn't execute well enough to win.
Bread and butter this season for Stony Brook, a lot of the times on offense, has been that run game. A run game that started with 3 healthy running backs, who's down to kind of 1.5. Have defense changed the way that they prepared? You guys only about 100 yards per game over the last 2 in the rushing department.
I think at the end of the day, what's happened is the injuries, really not just recently at that position all year, has lacked practice time. So, once again, that's a concern and a problem. That being said, I think we've also got behind in games. And when you get behind in games, sometimes it's hard to establish that part of the game. So I think that's taken us off our game also in the second halves of both the games the last 2 weeks. We've been behind, needing big chunks. We've gotten big chunks in the past game, and once again, but you can't rely on that. We're not built that way.
Still some bright spots, though, especially offensively. You look at Nick Anderson, who had 8 receptions, over 200 yards, having a great senior campaign. How much has that season helped Tykel Fields grow? Remember, first-year starter.
Yeah, I think Nick is certainly a kid that we had a ton of confidence in, and he got injured in week 4 last year, and he was having a great beginning, and he came back and played the last game. So we were anticipating this, but you never know. He understands the game, been with us for 5 years. He's got a great burst, gets in and out of cuts, and he's finishing plays.
As we mentioned, 2 games remaining on the regular season schedule. Stony Brook will go to Delaware, a 1 p.m. kick this Saturday. What to expect from the Blue Hens?
Good football team, having similar struggles. Probably a team that they were a top 12 team in the country in preseason, and they're 4-6. At this point, had some quarterback issues, injuries, some running backs unhealthy that are healthy now. I think they're a good football team, to be honest with you. They've been in every game they've played but one. So I think very similar teams, probably frustrated just like us. So I think it'll be fun to collide with them on Saturday.
Still one more home game remaining for Stony Brook. That'll be the season finale on November 23rd against Albany. You can get your tickets at StonyBrookAthletics.com/tickets. But this week, a 1 p.m. kickoff at Delaware as they try to get back into the win column and keep their playoff hopes alive. Coach, thank you as always for the time.
Thank you, sir.